Something has shifted inside you, and you feel it in ways you don't have words for yet. The noise that used to fill every corner of your days, the constant buzz of demands, the relentless pull of obligations, the steady hum of other people's expectations, has started to go quiet. Not gradually, not gently, but all at once, like a frequency your body simply stopped receiving. And what's left in its place is a silence so unfamiliar it almost feels like something has gone wrong. Your phone sits untouched for hours. Messages that would have pulled you out of bed last year now sit unread for days. And the strangest part is that you feel no guilt about it. Invitations that used to excite you now feel like weights. Conversations that used to light you up now feel like a language you once spoke fluently and have somehow forgotten overnight. You sit across from people you have known for years, their words reaching you from a distance, and you nod and you smile, and somewhere beneath the surface of all of it, you feel completely, utterly, unreachably alone inside yourself. Your mind has probably already tried to diagnose this. You have searched the symptoms. You have matched them against your experience. You have whispered the word depression to yourself in the dark and wondered if something inside you is finally breaking down. But here is what no search result will ever tell you. What you are feeling is not a malfunction. It is not a warning sign. It is not the beginning of an ending. This silence, this strange withdrawal from everything that used to matter, is the most important signal your nervous system has ever sent you. And if you can stay still long enough to listen to it rather than running from it, it will change everything. Most people spend their entire lives surrounded by noise, not just the noise of the world, but the psychic noise of other people's expectations, the relentless pressure to perform, to achieve, to become whatever version of themselves will make everyone else comfortable. You have been swimming in that noise for so long that you mistook it for oxygen. You believed you needed it to survive. You built your sense of self around your responses to it. Do this. Achieve that. Want this. Fear that. Your entire operating system was designed around reaction, around fitting in, around managing the way the world perceived you. And it worked for a while. But there comes a threshold in certain lives, not everyone reaches it, but you have, where the body refuses to keep pretending, where something deeper than your conscious mind begins the slow, irreversible process of separating what is real from what is simply noise. That process feels like withdrawal, because it is. You are withdrawing from a performance you have been giving your entire life. Not from life itself, but from a particular, exhausting, unsustainable version of it. The version that was built on reaction. The version that was shaped by everyone else's comfort. The version of you that said yes when it meant no, that smiled when it meant to scream, that shrank itself again and again to fit into spaces it was never actually designed for. That version is stepping off the stage. And the gap it leaves behind, that hollow, disorienting, terrifying empty space, is not a sign that you are losing yourself. It is the exact space where your actual self has room, perhaps for the first time, to breathe. The silence is doing something very specific. It is clearing the room. Think about trying to hear a whisper in a place full of noise. It is impossible, no matter how hard you strain. But take that same whisper into an empty space, and every syllable becomes clear. That is precisely what is happening inside you right now. Everything that used to drown out your real voice, the obligations, the performances, the goals that were never authentically yours, is being systematically removed. Not because you are falling apart, but because something true is trying to be heard. And it can only reach you in the quiet. The people around you will worry. The ones who love you will ask if you are okay with that particular look in their eyes, the one that carries both care and confusion. They will suggest you push through it, stay social, force yourself back into the rhythms that used to feel normal. They will tell you that isolation is dangerous, that momentum matters, that you need to be around people. And their concern is genuine, but it comes from a map that no longer matches your territory. Because you are not in the place they think you are. You are not retreating from life. You are standing at the edge of the life you were always meant to live, and the view from that edge looks nothing like anything you have stood near before. You will not know how to explain that to them. You will not have language for the fact that you have never been more okay and more completely disoriented at the same time. That their worry, while kind, is pointing at a wound that doesn't exist, because what looks like withdrawal is actually arrival. This is what the final phase feels like. Not the final phase of your life, but the final phase of who you used to be. And it is uncomfortable in the way that all real transitions are uncomfortable, not because something is wrong, but because everything is changing at once, at a level deeper than your choices, deeper than your habits, deeper than the story you have been telling yourself about who you are and what you are here to do. Your old motivations have stopped working. The things that used to drive you forward now feel hollow. The ambitions that once felt urgent now feel strangely small. And your mind, desperate for continuity, will try to manufacture new reasons to care about the old things. Let it try, and then let it rest. Because the truth is, you are not losing your drive. You are losing your tolerance for the wrong direction. What emerges from this silence will not look like an upgraded version of your old life. It will look unfamiliar. It will feel strange. You may find yourself drawn to conversations that would have seemed pointless before. Not deep philosophical discussions, not small talk, but something else entirely, exchanges that feel like recognition rather than performance. You may notice that environments you once loved now feel too loud, too performative, while places you never considered now feel like exactly where you need to be. These are not random preferences. They are signals from whoever is emerging. The relationships that survive this transition will transform so completely they will barely resemble what they were. And the ones that don't survive, the connections built entirely on a version of you that no longer exists, will fade with less grief than you expect. Not because you have become cold, but because you have finally understood that holding on to them would require you to keep pretending. And you have lost your ability to pretend. Here is what nobody says about this phase. The new interests that arrive will not make logical sense. The energy that returns will not feel like the energy you remember. It will be quieter, but it will go deeper. It cannot be forced toward things that don't genuinely matter to you anymore, no matter how much you think they should. And that selectivity, that refusal of your energy to move in directions that aren't true, is not weakness. It is the most honest thing you have ever felt. Most people never let themselves feel it. They panic at the first sign of emptiness and run back to what is familiar. They rebuild the same life with different details and wonder why nothing ever fundamentally shifts. They oscillate between brief moments of clarity and long stretches of performance, never quite able to understand why the gap between who they are and who they feel themselves to be never closes. But you are still here. You have stayed in the discomfort long enough to stop calling it a problem. You have sat with the silence long enough to feel, underneath its weight, the first trembling edge of something new. That is not an accident. That is not luck. That is the result of being willing, even when it is terrifying, to stop running back to what was comfortable simply because it was known. You are not lost. You are not broken. You are not falling behind while the world moves forward without you. You are standing at the precise and sacred intersection where the old world ends and something unprecedented begins. The labor of this transition is real. The disorientation is real. But so is what is growing in the dark. The version of you that does not need to perform, does not need to shrink, does not need to earn its right to take up space. That version is coming. It cannot be rushed. It cannot be planned. It cannot be shaped to fit anyone else's idea of who you should be. All it asks of you is one thing. Stop blocking it with your attempts to return to normal. The silence is not empty. It never was. It is full of everything you are about to become. So stay here, in this in-between, in this strange and sacred threshold. Stop asking when it will be over. Stop waiting to feel like yourself again. The self you are waiting to feel like is already gone, and the one stepping into the light does not need you to understand it yet. It only needs you to trust it. The noise will return, but when it does, it will be yours, unmistakably, undeniably, finally yours.